Hey, 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 y'all. Happy hump day. Happy hump day, y'all. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. My name is Shonda. I'm with From Dust to Beauty Designs. Let's get our hat on straight. Y'all, we just craft in here. We laugh in here. I may cry. I don't know. You just never know what you're going to get. But welcome in. If you don't mind hitting the heart button, if you're watching right here and you don't see the live, make sure to hashtag replay. Let me know where you're watching from. Say hey when you come in. Make sure to hit the heart button and follow the page, y'all. Follow the page. There's been several people that said that they are no longer following, and they've always followed. So we definitely know there's some issues going on. A lot of creators are talking about it. So if you don't mind, just make sure you're following the page. And that's it. What's up, y'all? What's up? How's everybody doing? Y'all, I was about to hit the button, and y'all, I went like this and I knocked my water off. It's all over me. Anyway, it is what it is. Hey, Kelly. Hey, hello, Christy. Hey, Linda. Hey, Dorothy. Hey, y'all. How are y'all doing? Where am I at? There I am. Hey, Julie. Hey, Cindy Pierce. Hey, Sarah. How are you, girl? Why is it hiding your messages? Hey, Tammy. Hey, Lisa. How are y'all? Thank y'all all so much for coming in. Thank y'all. And if you don't mind dusting this out, that just means to spread the love amongst your family, friends, and enemies. It's okay, girl. Let them come on in. Y'all, I had to go run over here to our little water stash, you know, like preppers. We got a prepper station over here, and it's got a bunch of water. It's all right. It's room temperature. But I busted my water's all over here, y'all. My water's all over here. I just left it. I was just leaving it. Beautiful day in Montana. Kelly, this was from last year. This one was last, or maybe spring. I don't know. This was not this time, though. I do have the other ones are in the dryer, actually. The other ones are in the dryer. I put them in right before I come down here. Thank you, Linda. Hey, Rita. Hey, Teresa. Hello, y'all. Y'all, we're going to do a super cute project tonight, y'all. Wooden jar cutout. Y'all, this came from Hobby Lobby. I was about to do a project on it, and I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it. So, we're going to redo it. We're going to redo it and make something that I feel like is going to be super cute. Tammy, same here. It was a 105, I think, heat index today. That's what the Jim said up at Lockheed. They work at Lockheed, and they work on the flight line, so it's really hot. They said that it was 105 when they came out. Hey, Dee Dee. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Y'all, yes, please dust this out. Again, algorithms are ridiculous right now. So, we're going to get going, though, y'all. But I want to show y'all. I finished this. So, I ended up doing the little, if y'all were watching me the other night, we made these cute little ghosts out of the, these are just the little light covers, the little lamp covers. Y'all, so here's what I did to cover up the, the little glue. So I did a layer underneath, like a little poofy layer, and then I took that mesh and did loops, and then glued the loops down. I did the loop and tied them on the ends, right? And so the tie, the little knot is in there, done. So, or glued in. Isn't it adorable? 81 today, can't do the heat. Oh, Sarah, I love the heat. I thrive in it. I'll just be honest. I sat out in it today during my break. My neighbor was like, girl, it's hot out here. And I said, I know. I'm coming out here to thaw because it's so cold in my house. I have to come out here and sit. And she's like, well, you won't have to sit out here long. I was like, well, I've only got 10 minutes, so it'll be all right. Hey, Christine. Hello, Denise. Yeah, so it is a little muggy down here. You see my cheeks will start getting flush. I don't get really hot, but when I wear a hat or my hair down like this, the back of my neck gets hot and it makes my cheeks flush. So it is what it is. It's okay. I'm not really hot. But y'all, so I ended up, I didn't have any spiders or anything. So I was like, Shonda, just create something. Y'all, this was some of that rickrack. And this was like a furniture tack, and I just painted it and stuck it in there because this is foam. I put a little glue in there and stuck it in there. And then I made this little, I don't know, it was just like a little tassel out of yarn, and kind of just glued it on. But y'all, I think it turned out so super cute. Hey, Sue! About a 2-part stencil, I'm putting it on a canvas. how do I put the second part over the first? So Sue, thank you, Christine. 97, but the humidity was very low. See, that's good, Tammy. I don't mind humidity. All right, Sue, so what you do is, if you're working on a canvas, have you already done the first? If you've already done the first layer, right, then you're going to surface wax on it, okay? So let's just say this was my canvas. If I've already put my one layer, we're double layering it tonight, just so you know, I'm double layering. So it's going to show you how to do it. You put your first one on, right? You dry it very, very, very well. And then you're going to take a light layer of surface wax over that first stencil, okay, over what you've just done. You're going to buff it off really, really good. Remember, I heat it up and buff it off really, really, really well, and then come up with your second layer. Come on with your second layer. It is, Christine, but it's not. I don't think it's. This was last season. I think it's when they first come out, like in the spring. I think these were like spring, or it could have been last year. This one was last time. They're not right now, girl. They're not right now. Yes, Sue, so you're about to see a double layer. We're doing it tonight. So we're going to work again with this wooden jar cutout, okay? I've already painted, but I'm going to paint the whole thing white, okay? I'm not going to really worry about the top, because the top I'm going to use some of my Debbie's Design Diary in Hey Sailor for the top, and then the bottom I am going to do white. I'm just using white chalk paint, and then we're going to use a couple of stencils. I have put in the description a cart link. If you click on the cart link in the description, it's going to take you to all the supplies that I'm using that are Cutout, right? The jar did come from Hobby Lobby, and then I'm going to use a couple of other things, and I'll tell you where they came from. But the Cutout supplies that I'll be using is in that cart link. I am going to be using this, y'all. This is on major sale. I believe it's 70% off. This is called our Woven Thick Stripes. This will be my first layer. And then, y'all, I have been waiting for this to come back. Been waiting, y'all. Been waiting. America the Beautiful. Y'all, I absolutely love, love, love this. We have another one, just so y'all know, we have another one coming out for Christmas. That's another music sheet. Okay? So, be on the lookout. Designers, you can go ahead and shop. So if you're a designer, and if you're not a designer and you want to be, message me. Just message me and say designer info. I'll send you some info on it. It's to become a designer. If you are interested in doing a business, or, you know, doing some products and selling them at a craft show, you don't have to do lives. You don't have to do this. But if you want to work it as a business, then you want to be a designer. If not, we do have a perks package, our perks membership, that is for our customers that want to get a bigger discount. It's $20 a month, and you get $20 in product, but you get 30% off. So it's pretty good. Hey, Brenda. Hey, girl. How are you? Are we, Christine? Girl, bad hair day. Bad hair day. Hey, Vicky. How are y'all? All right, y'all. Let's get to painting. I hope I didn't water this down too much, y'all. My and I don't care if I get on the top some. Again, I'm going to paint the top, the blue, the Hey Sailor, so even if it gets up there a little bit, that's okay. But y'all, my, I hadn't used this in a while, and it had thickened up quite a bit, but I think I put too much water in it, but that's all right, girl. We're gonna go with it. We'll go with it. I'll dry it. I'll put another layer on it, because I do need this coverage really well. So I'm just going to paint this. Now, this does come just wooden. If you get this from Hobby Lobby, this just comes from wood, just comes plain wood. But you can also get the jars. Okay, you could also do this with the Dollar Tree jars. You know what I'm talking about? The little Dollar Tree. You could make one of those over. Hey, Karen. How are you tonight? So, yeah, you can make over a Dollar Tree jar with this as well. I just think this is... to me, there's nothing more patriotic and American than a mason jar. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely think of mason jars, you know. Anyway, in the South, we, I think in the North, too. I feel like Jim and them did, too. We drank out of mason jars a lot growing up. And I felt like it always kept our drinks cooler. I don't know. Probably that was in our head, girl, but that's all right. Sometimes the best things are in your head. It's all right. It'll be all right. Okay. We got our first coat on. Let's dry that. Let's dry that up some. Y'all, we are also going to use, wait till you see these, we are also going to use some little wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. Hey, Angela. How have you been, girl? I'm good. Good. Busy. We're busy. I'm busy right now. Tonight, this is a busy time right now. Work's been pretty busy. My Amazon's been busy. My Walmart's been busy. You know, my Etsy store, I'm really just now really starting to kind of work on it more. So I'm hoping to get busier with it. I've had a couple of sales last week, which I was so excited about. So we just keep pushing, you know what I mean? But just busy. That's all right, though. Busy's good, I think. But y'all, so what I did a while ago, when I was about to go live, I keep a little, this is where I keep my drink over here, right? Right off camera, I keep it right here. And it was just water. I just had a big thing of ice water in it. And I went to grab, because I have this pen, because I can't reach. So this pen has a, you know, it's like the, where you can touch screen with it. So I keep it right here because my arm's too short. I can't reach the button. So I did like that. And when I did, I kind of stepped too far like that. And I went like that and jerked my hand. Well, when I did, I hit my cup. I hit the cup. And it went everywhere. Everywhere. Hey, Antoinette. I'm praying for I know, Angela. Praying for your daddy. Girl, I'll be praying for him. I will be praying. It's just, yeah, it's just been busy. We've been busy. That's it. I would like to come live more, you know, starting pretty soon. Once I get some stuff kind of settled with the other two businesses, I'm kind of streamlining those and kind of doing some different stuff with those. And once I do that, I will probably come live more like I used to. Right now, it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. Hey, Sandy. Oh, my gosh. Karen, that is the best. Just on the creek bank, girl. There is nothing. That is, I love that. I love that. I hope you had a blast. I absolutely love that. Guess what? I didn't dry on the edges. I didn't dry on the edges. It's okay, though. He's starting to feel better. So oh, good, Angela. Thank God. You know, it's so, golly, it's so stressful when your parents, you know, are not feeling well. I know at Mother's Day, my mama was not feeling good, and I was so stressed out about that. Like, you know, she told me she wasn't feeling good, and it was like, oh, Mama. Let's put a lid. Let's do a lid. All right, y'all. Let's do another coat. I think another coat's going to do it. Because you can just see a little bit of that blue through there. But I think it's going to be okay, even if you can see a little. Because I am going to antiquify it, if you would. We're going to use a little bit of, I don't know if I'm going to use my Bear Wax, or I'm going to just use some, I don't know, I might use some Waverly Wax. I don't know yet. I've got them both sitting here. Tonight I'm just going with it, y'all. I mean, I knew I was going to do this project, but everything else, we're just going to go with it. We're not going to stress about it. We're going to just do it, girl. Just do it. But yeah, y'all were asking about the shirts. Don't sleep on Lowe's, y'all. They've got some really cute ones right now, and they're more patriotic. Right now it's the patriotics. They come out with the, you know, the your stars and stripes, and there's other things too, not just patriotic. But they're super cute, y'all. Super cute. So y'all, Lowe's Hardware. Lowe's. I know. Lowe's, girl. Lowe's. It's crazy. Oh, fun! Angela, how fun is that? To the race. Fun. Oh, thank you, Karen, for testing it out. They had fun. Hey, Sheila. Hey, girl. Okay, y'all. Let's make sure I don't have any. I think we're good. Let me try this and see if I like it. If I do, we're going with it. And then we are going to lay down our first, well, I'm going to paint the top of this blue. Actually, I need to go ahead and do that. I love that y'all had a great time. Listen, I grew up on the Ohio River, and I love it. I mean, like, the creek, we had a creek as well, and it just, I don't know. There's something about the water. I don't care where the water's at. There's something about water, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, Pam. Wait, Angela, I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew that. I mean, I know that your father is, you know, elderly, and we've talked about him before, but I don't think I knew that he had that diagnosis, and I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I will be praying specifically for that. Definitely. I'm so sorry. Pam, how are you doing, friend? Girl, are you keeping cool? Are you keeping cool? I feel like everybody right now, all over, everywhere is hot. Everybody's burning up. All right, y'all. So this is Hey Sailor from Debbie's Design Diary, DIY. And I get it just like Erin. Actually, Erin's the one that turned me on to it, is the Milton's Daughter. And they are amazing over there. Absolutely love them. Sweetest, sweetest, sweetest. So go over there, Milton's Daughter, and get your Debbie's Design Diary. Y'all, Hey Sailor is one of my favorite colors. I love how these change colors. I'll be honest. I love it. Love, love, love how it changes colors. Y'all, hold on. There we go. I had a hair on my traveling. You got it, Dee Dee. You got it. Oh, I love that, Karen. Baptism down at the creek. We did a lot of baptisms in the Ohio River. I feel like you probably need to be baptized in the Holy Spirit to come up out the Ohio River clean. Y'all, we used to swim in that mess and didn't even care. Didn't even think nothing about it. I think about that now and I'm like, Lord, what were we thinking? My parents, my dad especially, I mean, he just threw me in when I was 4 years old, and he threw me in. He'd be like, he just said, just swim, you'll be fine. And I swam underwater, and I'd go under, and I'd swim, and then I'd hear him say, come up! I'd come up, get a little breath, and go on back down. And I'm like, that was the Ohio River. There were fish in there. I'd have been a snack. Just a snack. Pam! Girl, let's sing happy birthday to you in case we forget. Cindy, it is. This is a beautiful blue. I absolutely love, love, love this blue. It's just, I don't know. I just love it. I love the way it changes the color. You know, that it kind of gives that more of a, I call it federal blue. You know, growing up, kind of, when I did, that was kind of what we called it, was federal blue. I don't know what it's called now, but, I mean, this is called Hey Sailor, but it's more of a, I don't know, just like a dark, maybe a gray blue, maybe, not really, I don't know. I call it federal blue. It's not, you know, it's definitely not royal, it's definitely not navy. I call it federal blue. I know my truth. Julie, you know, it was a day. How was your day? Hey, Sandra. Karen, I know this color is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Julie, how was your day, girl? Hey, we got a storm after I got off work. We actually had a storm. I was pretty excited about it. Y'all, we needed rain. We desperately needed rain. And Julie and I worked together, and she had a storm right before we got off work. She lives in South Georgia, and she had a storm, and she said, "Dad, her I about did it again. Her power was flickering." And so, yeah, we were like, oh no, you know, I mean, we work online, you know, we're remote. Okay, I'm not too worried if that's not perfectly straight, because I am going to put some twine around it, so I'm not gonna stress about that. I'm not gonna do it. It got just a little crazy, girl. It got a little crazy. Yeah, denim blue. That's a good one. Denim blue. It was a day, Julie, girl. It was a day, girl. Woo! Denim blue. That's a dark denim blue. Yes. Hey, listen, if you guys are in my club membership, make sure to check your emails. I sent out emails today for the Zoom call for tomorrow night. The Zoom call will be at 8:30. I always do it at 8:30, and I try to do it on a Tuesday or Thursday. This time it just kind of happened to where we're going to do it on a Thursday. And this reminded me, we're doing, I'm going to be working with denim. Denim. Kelly, we work for a case management company. Karen, I have noticed that. Yeah, true. Julie. You know, just like everybody else in this world, it's sometimes a circus. You know, sometimes it's a little circus. Okay, y'all, look. This is what I love about this blue. Okay, I'm going to show y'all. You see the changing of the color? I love it. So it goes on darker than it shows. Hey, Linda. How are you, friend? Girl, how's the weather down there? I mean, at least you got the beach, though, right there. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's hot down there, you got the beach. I can't complain, though. Julie said today, she was like, girl, again, it's hotter down there. She's South Georgia on the Florida line, so it's way hotter and way muggier than it is up here in North Georgia. But I said, girl, she goes, oh my God, she took her dog out and took her break, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I got to get back in the house. And I said, girl, I went outside to thaw out on my break. She was like, something's wrong with you. I really can't. Okay, Kelly. Yep. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, I do more medical side of it. Julie does more of accounting side of it. We all have our roles, you know. But yeah, it's essentially, I mean, the same. We do all the billing. We do all that. Yeah. Okay. We've got that. Now, let me make sure this is getting dry because I am going to do my transfer on this. I'm not going to put any transfer on the blue, so that's not really going to matter. Rainy overcast today in the 70s, Cindy. Really? But I said, well, this is all your fault, and I don't... She did say that. She did. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to sand it just a little bit, okay? Before I go on with that transfer, we are going to sand it down, okay? I am going to wipe this off, okay? Then I'm going to wax it, y'all? It's really smooth. I don't think I'm going to wax it this time. I'm going to wax it the second time, but I'm not going to wax it this time. And I'm going to tell you, I have used this thing so many times. Julie, I love you too, girl. I'm not going to fuzz this. I've used it too many times. Yeah, Sheila, yes, Missouri. And then I saw Minnesota. That dam broke. Y'all, that broke my heart. And then, what is South Dakota or North? One of the Dakotas is getting hit. 62, wow. Yeah, Kelly, it's been hot, girl. It's been hot. Oh, really? That's funny, Linda. Well, here you go. Right here. Here we go. High 60s. Oh, my gosh. Sarah, 60s on Friday. Hey, Lori. Hey, friend. Okay, y'all. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to make stripes, okay? You can kind of see where I'm going with this, right? We're going to do red and white stripes. Now, the reason I'm not fuzzing this is because I have used this a lot, okay? I don't need to fuzz it. When you know, you know, and I know. This one has a lot of silk screening, okay? So when you use them, now, it's still super sticky where the green is, right? But I know. You know, and I know, okay? So I'm going to put it under here. We're going to get it straight. Hey, Andrea. Lori, how are you, friend? Okay. We're going to get this straight, y'all. We're going to get it straight. Because we are going to do stripes. Now, this is not, let me wax. I'm messing up by not waxing. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use my pad that, I'm not going to put any wax on it yet, but it already has some on it. I'm just going to do it like that, okay? Do it like that. Hello, my West Coast friend, Karina. How are you, girlfriend? Andrea, how are you? Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, thank you. Okay. let's get this back straight again. Okay, like that. I think that's good. I'm gonna hold it up though and look, okay? We are gonna hold it up just to double check. Hello, Yolanda. How are you, girl? How you been? How's the Florida weather doing? All my Floridian friends on here tonight. Okay, are we straight? I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm going to make sure I've got it down really well. Again, there is a lot of silk screen on this, okay? A lot of silk screen. So I want to make sure, but I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm going to try to hold it up. Has been horrible. Oh, y'all had to store. Pam, thank you for the stars, girl. Can y'all see the little blue specks? Okay, so that's not going to chalk, right? That's going to leave like little specks of white through that. That's what I wanted on this. I didn't want that crisp look on this. I wanted more of a rustic. We're going to rustify it. And I wanted more of the rustic on this. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, girl. All right, we're going to use Candy Apple Red, and we are going to use, I'm going to use one of my, this one's called a large squeegee. If I can find one. Yeah, this was one of our, they're not orange. This was like an anniversary thing. But this is called our medium, or our small squeegee. The other one's mini, this one's small. It's just a little bigger. I like to use it when I'm doing a big one. I think so, Julie. This is going to be cute, y'all. Oh, this is really going to be cute. Okay, so get your paste. Make sure the consistency is Greek yogurt, okay? And I am going to just start putting this everywhere, okay? We're going to use a lot, so I've got a lot on it. And I will take off what I don't use. Very simple. I probably should have used some sort of something up there, but I didn't. It's all right, girl. I told you I'm going to put some twine around that, so we're going to hide that. Not a big deal, but I could have put a piece of tape. We have, it's kind of like, what's the tape called that's like crafting tape? What's that tape called? Anyway, it's like a crafting tape, and it's not super sticky. We have that in my store, and I use that sometimes, and you can put that across your transfers and create a boundary, you know, so you won't go over it, but it'll be all right. We're going to be all right without it, because I am just going to use some twine over it. No big deal. Did you, Karina? Washi tape. That's it. Yes, washi tape. Sarah, kind of like painter's tape, but washi tape is not as sticky, and it's small. You know, it's like the little tape. But ours doesn't have any colors. It's just the color of our typical, you know, our teal, our chocolate teal. Okay, y'all. Let's get our excess off. Okay, put it back in the jar. This is going to be a lot of red, but that's what I wanted. I think this is going to be very pretty, y'all. Very pretty. Okay. And let's just peel from this side. I love it. Okay, hold on. My hands don't want to work today. I don't know why. Y'all, look how cool that is. Okay. So I'm just going to put this back over here. Y'all, this pen's going to get me in trouble tonight. This pen is going to get me in trouble. All right, I'm going to leave that on the backer sheet. I'm going to take it to my sink, and I'm going to wash it, okay? Let me put it over here on the floor first before I get in it. And y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, I have done a lot of stuff with this transfer. Again, it's super cheap right now. I believe this one's 70% off, but I made a pillowcase out of it for the lake, and I used the blue, the colonial blue with it. Y'all, it was gorgeous. I know, don't it? It's so pretty. I love this color. And again, I still am going to put some, it's not going to be stark white. Not going to be stark white. But I've got some cute little ideas for tonight. So this one is a little bit of a longer project. Thank y'all. Kim, how are you? Thank you, Sue. I think it's fun. This is just going to be I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty. Okay. Make sure this is really good and dry because I am going to use another stencil on top of this, okay? I am going to use another stencil. Oh, Karina, you're so sweet, girl. You're so sweet. I really want to start coming on more. I was telling my husband, I said, you know, I miss coming on so much. You know, I was coming on almost every night at one point. But, again, with the other two businesses and then my day job, it got to be a lot. And I noticed that it was just kind of wearing on me a little bit. There's no sense in that. You know what I'm saying? There's no sense in spreading yourself so thin that you're miserable. And I wasn't miserable chalking or crafting, but what it does is it makes you not want to do sometimes. You kind of don't want to craft. You kind of don't want to do nothing. Because I would get off my day job and I would go to the warehouse, pack orders for the next day. And I also pack orders in the morning. So I'm doing it before and after work. So it just got to be a lot. And Wednesdays are easier for me because I'm off on Thursdays. So it just is what it is. Okay. Y'all, I love this. Okay. Look how cute this is. Y'all, I love it. Let's get rid of this. Put some water in my little bucket down here. And I'm going to get rid of my painting cardboard. Okay. So, here's what I need to do. I need to... Okay. We are going to wax this. We are going to wax this really, really well. You know what? Before we wax this, let's go ahead and get this painted. I am going to use, so here's the little fun thing I was going to do. Let me get another little piece of cardboard. Y'all, I keep my cardboard that comes out of my chocolate stuff, and I paint on it. I sure do. I paint on it. I love it. Okay. Karina, Kelly, thank you for the stars, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to set that over there right now. So here is my idea. Thank y'all. Here's my idea. I was kind of inspired by a Pinterest jar, right? I was looking at some Pinterest stuff the other day, and I was really kind of inspired. Same as this, it was funny because I was looking for Halloween stuff, and I kind of saw those again. I saw those a long time ago and had the pictures of them, but this kind of inspired me. They used some other things. They didn't use these, but I kind of wanted to use these, right? So I want to make a sunflower, okay? A sunflower-esque, you know, because to me, I feel like that, patriotic and sunflower, you know, all that kind of go together. So I want to do that. I've never done it. I've never made a flower out of these. So first time for everything. And do you know how to do it, Shonda? No, girl, it'll be all right. It's gonna be all right. Okay, I think those will work. And then, yeah, okay, so that will work there. I think. Let me make sure. And then I've got these centers. These are the wood slices. All of these come from Dollar Tree. These are Dollar Tree. Let me see if I have a larger one in the middle. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. I don't know if I want, let me just see, let's see. Do I want the pieces on the inside? I want to make it double stacked. I don't know if I do or not, y'all. I don't think I want to do double stack. I think that's overkill. Yeah, Dana, I was thinking about that, but I'm thinking, I don't know if I like it double stacked. Let me just see. Hold on. I'm telling you, I've never done this, okay? So y'all just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. All right, let me look. That's what I think. If there were smaller ones, and they're not, I don't have any smaller ones. There's just a few smaller ones in here, but all of them are pretty big. I mean, I could use like this one here and make it bigger. And then go in with the smaller ones. I don't know. I don't know if I love it. Try 8 petals. Okay. 7, 8. That's a big old flower. That's kind of big. That's kind of too big. I think I'm gonna have to just go with 6. Or I think before I had 5, but I think 6 will work too. 7. Yeah, this is 7. This is 7 of them. That's still kind of big because my center is going to push. All right, we're going to go with it, and then I'll stack them. So let's go ahead and just paint them. I'm going to paint these yellow, and then I'm going to, I think I'm just going to use this. Am I going to use lemon, or do I want to use, I have saffron. What about saffron, y'all? I'm thinking maybe I should use the saffron. Let's use that. Let's just paint with the paste. And then that centerpiece I'll do black. I know, Kelly, but I don't want to cover up what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to cover up a huge space on this. So here's where it's going to go. It's going to go here, right? But this America the Beautiful is going to go on here as well, okay? So I don't want to cover up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still want to give it some space. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that. Sunset Gold. I don't have Sunset Gold, but I do. This is pretty. This is, this will work. This will definitely work. This has definitely got that, definitely got that color. Yeah, don't you think? I mean, I just think that that's going to be the best to do that way. Y'all, I'm going to use, I am going to spray this a little bit. Not a lot, just to kind of give it, because this is chalk paste and it is thick. So I'm just going to, we're going to get dirty, y'all. And I don't care if it doesn't cover perfectly. I'm okay with that. Again, I'm going more for the rustic theme. So I thought that was going to be good. No, girl, no. That's terrible. That's terrible. Okay. Again, it doesn't matter if I get all of it. It's going to be perfect. And this is our saffron. That would be cute. Sandra, and I'll play around with it. I'm going to play around with it. I'm just going to get these painted, and then that way I'll have them. They'll be dry, and we can play around with it and see what I like. You know, I had an idea in my head, kind of what I wanted. You know, I went off, the Pinterest was my inspiration to use a jar, and, you know, and kind of go with the patriotic theme. Again, they didn't have the stripes on the bottom. They actually, the top of theirs they left as a jar, and then they had the blue patch, you know, with the stars kind of up in the corner. So they made the jar itself look really like a flag. And then they had some florals, and then they had, so it was just a little take on that one. Not exactly, but just a take on it. And this was kind of my idea. But they did use some little daisies, or sunflowers. Actually, they might have had daisies. But they did use some of those, and I thought, okay, wait a minute. I've never used these, and I've always wanted to make flowers out of these like everybody always has. And I've had these forever, y'all. I've literally had these wood things forever. So I don't even know if you can still get them. Hey, Lisa. Yes, Sandra, Bumblebee would be great. Yep, Kelly, that's a good idea. And I've got my wax over here because I'm going to grunge up the whole thing. I want it to kind of be more of a primitive, not kind of, but you know, just a little more rustic. Just, y'all, you know how when you have these ideas and visions in your head, or I do anyway, sometimes they get a little skewed sometimes. That's okay. And then the fun thing is to go with it, and also what I love is to get on here and get y'all's advice. I do love that. I mean, you guys always give me, you know, like Dana's saying, you know, stack them. And what's funny is, right when she said it, I had thought stack them, but I love that y'all throw out ideas like that, and then I can work with them. I love it. Amazon has them. Okay. Oh, Kelly, okay. Let's just make the 3Ds. Wait, I found my instruction to make them look 3D. 7 on the bottom and 5 on the top. Okay, so I'm doing the 7 on the bottom. So maybe I should paint 5 more. Is that what you're saying, girl? You're saying I should paint 5 more. Are they the same size? Are they the same size? I mean, I can do it. I can paint 5 more. Why not? I mean, which, you know, I could use them somewhere else if not. Let me try to get my smaller ones at least. Let's see, 1 more. I mean, like I said, what's it gonna hurt, right? It's not like it takes 5 million years to paint them. And I'm only doing 1 coat on them. And yes, you can paint with our paste. This is just chalk and paste form, y'all. It's just like chalk paint, but they're designed for our transfers, but you can definitely paint with them. It's just thicker, okay? It's just thicker. So sometimes you'll need to, sometimes you'll just need to water it down. I kind of sprayed it, but then I'm good. Trust the process. All right, girl, I'm gonna trust the process. Howdy doody, gal. So Amazon and then Hobby Lobby and probably Michael's has these. And sometimes the biscuits are a little bit different. You know, these are the wood. So I think the biscuits are the same size everywhere, where these are, you've got the taller end, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what word I'm looking for. Sometimes words they're not good for me sometimes. But I think the biscuits actually are all one size. Am I mistaken there? I think they're all just one size, because we use those, Jim uses those in the woodworking, and he has to put them in like the ends. He'll use biscuits to put things together and to make them stronger. I thought that they were all the same size. 20 biscuits. Okay, so you can. Okay. You can get the jars of wood biscuits at Home Depot. They're a little smaller. Waverly. Yeah, Sarah, I've got Waverly over here. I've also got my Bear wax, which y'all know I love to use, the antique wax. And then I also just have some paint. Sometimes, y'all, I just like to use paint to antique, because I don't want... The wax is a little bit different. It takes a minute to dry. And it's different, you know, so sometimes I don't. I thought so, Kelly. I thought the biscuits were flat, completely flat. Dana, are you saying yes, they're flat, or you're saying, oh, the 20 wood biscuits because they're flat? Is that's the thing, right? Because they're flat. I think that's why. Because they're so flat, you don't have to stack them like this. So it is a bit different. It is a bit different. Okay. Then I also need to paint. Let's get those. Let me put this here. I'm going to paint this black. I just got some black chalk paint. I'll use it. And then I've got some stars, okay? Because we are going to put some stars across the top. And let's see how many I'll need. Let's see. 4 is going to be enough. We're going to use 4. 4 T's. So let me get those painted. And I'm going to paint those white. We're just going to use our white chalk paint on those. I think so. I think it's going to turn out cute, y'all. Sometimes, you know, I second guess myself. I really do. I second guess myself and think, okay, girls, is this going to even look right? And then, you know, there's been a couple of times that I go, oh, that looks terrible. Throw that away. But for the most part, I'm happy with my projects. I'm pretty happy with them most of the time. Okay, so I'm going to paint this black, and then I'm just going to let it dry, just like that. And then I'm going to come back with some white specks on it, you know, to kind of give it that seed look. So I'll paint these stars, and then we can use that. Yeah, I'm using 50 million paintbrushes tonight. Hey, Beth! How are you? Okay, so let's just get the stars painted white. And again, I'm only going to put one coat of white on this because I am also, with these, I'm going to antique them. So I just want to get the wood covered. Just the wood covered. So just one coat on these. Now these would also be cute, y'all, to do silver if you're doing more of a, you know, I'm not doing that kind of theme like the silvers and stuff like that, but this would be cute too. If you didn't want to antique, these would be really pretty to do silver on that blue. On that Hey Sailor, that silver or a gray, even a gray would look really good on those. I am Dana. I sure am. Yep. I'm going to kind of distress wax everything a little just to, I don't want anything to have a starkness to it. That's just kind of my, hello Judy. Beth, I'm doing good, girl. Doing good. You know, everybody's talking about trying to stay cool, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving the heat. I am. Like I said, we do need some rain. Our poor little grass is pitiful. We got just a little bit today, not a ton. We haven't had rain in over a week here in Georgia, and I hate to even say that because so many places right now are having the flooding issues, and you know, you feel like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say, I would never, ever, ever want anybody to feel like, you know what I'm saying, that I'm wishing for something that they just want some dryness. It just sucks. You know, I hate it, and I'm praying that, you know, everybody gets out of the harm's way, because that flooding is bad. The flooding is terrible. We flooded almost every year from when I remember being where I'm from in Greenup, Kentucky. We flooded almost every year. And it was pretty bizarre. Y'all, I'm just going to take, no, Shonda, why'd you do that? I don't know. Let's not do that one. Let's just take a little something like this. The humidity, Dana, thank you, girl. Did you really, Sandra? You said I got the joy, 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 joy down it. Y'all, I listen to a lot of Christian music, and so I love For King and Country, and they have a song called Joy. And if you guys haven't heard it, if you like, you know, Christian contemporary music, they're amazing. I love them. I can't wait to see them in concert. But they have a song called Joy, and at one part they start saying, I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. And you're like, woo! Take it back to church. Karina, aren't they so good? I love them. They're amazing. Okay. Let me get some of this off my hands because it's black, and y'all know how I do a black. Alright. Let's try this up. Hey, Phyllis. I have went to so many, now how did I sling that on there? We used to go to a lot of Christian concerts when I taught Sunday school, and I did like, y'all, I'm just going to sing that off. We did a lot of like, what are they called? Like Winterfest, like festivals. That's the word I was looking for. Like Winterfest, we did a lot of times in Gatlinburg. We did a couple of things down at it's the Chick-fil-A Kathy Truitt. It's like the Truitt Farm place. We did it down. We've done things down there. We've done things locally at the churches. We've had big festivals. Like we've got a couple of big churches around here that host. So we've done a lot, and I've loved always going to the I love concerts. Love them. So I've seen Toby Mac many times. Mercy Me. I can't even name them all. There's so many. But I've not seen King and Country, for King and Country, and I really desperately want to see them. Okay, Beth, hold on, girl. We might have to sing to you too, you and Pam. Oh, I love it, Sandra. He just said, where? I love it. I love that. So sweet. So sweet. Okay, so let's just use our Waverly. Let's use our Waverly. And let me get another paintbrush. Yet another. I think I'm just going to use a little small one for this. Yeah, let's just use a little small one. And let me get another wet wipe out. I love that. That's so cute. So sweet. We had some elderly women and men in our church for the longest time, and you know, some of them has passed, but man, they would worship like so good. Like, I loved it. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the edges on this, and then I'm going to use my, hold on, that might be too much, girl. You might have just went wild with it. Where is my paper towel? Hold on. Oh, I used it for the water. We're going to use this tonight. It's okay. It'll be all right. I'm just going to use the paper towel, or this cloth on it, y'all. I'm not sure if I think that one's too much, so I'm going to have to go back over that one with just a little bit of white, because I really just wanted to go around the edges like that. Can y'all see that? Just around the edges to kind of make it a little bit darker on the edges alone. And that's one thing with the Waverly, because it's so thin, that I like to kind of just do it with a rag or a paper towel or something like that if I want to do this method, because it's just it gets too dark. Oh, Karina, yes, girl. Yes. I do dance. I be getting my groove on, girl. But I did lead worship for a long time. And, you know, so I think when you lead worship, too, you're kind of more, I don't know, you kind of get into it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I got everywhere. I loved it. I love it. All right. I'm just going back over this with some white. Y'all, that first one got way too dark. That is not the look I was going for. And even this one. So, I'm just putting a little bit more white on this. Those two are great. These two? Oh, did you, Karina? I love that. Girl, I mean, how did I know? I mean, I feel like we're a kindred spirit, girl. A kindred spirit. I love it. I haven't led worship in a very long time. I do miss it. I was telling my husband that I haven't served in church since COVID. And you get out of a habit, right? You know, you form habits. I've said this before, you form habits. And so I got out of the habit of it, and it's time I get back in. It's time that I start serving again, and you know, working with children. That's my calling. The kids got my heart. And so it's time I go back into that. So, okay, let's just go around the edges a little And y'all, you don't even have to, you know, if church is not your thing, don't serve a church. You can just do community stuff. You know what I mean? I love that too. Hello, Patty. How are you, my friend? How have you been? How have you been? Okay, y'all, I'm just going around the edges, and I'm going to do the edges of this as well. Karina, girl, see, I'm not surprised. I really am not surprised. All right, this I might have to do with, yeah. I'm going to go around the edges of this with my paintbrush, and then I'm going to use my, yeah, I like that. Perfect. Hold on, I'll show y'all. See how that's kind of mucked that up a little bit? I like that. That's what we're going to do. Not a lot, but a little bit, y'all. Not a lot, but a little bit. Around the edges. Okay, I'm going to go around all the edges. Kind of put a little in the middle, little on the edges, and then just take this and kind of wipe it. Okay? Just kind of wipe it. Perfect. I love that. That's so awesome. Listen, our youth is where it's at. They're so fun. And I told y'all, I love it. The ones that are turds are my favorite. The little turkey balls. But yeah, so Pam, wait a minute. Pam and, I knew I was going to forget. Karina, mine too, girl. Because they're innocent. You know what I mean? Not that, I love adults too, and I love to, you know what I mean? But there's something innocent, the innocence of children. I love it. And like I said, I don't even care if they're the bad ones. That's one that needs us the most. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Was it Beth? Was it Beth and Pam? Beth and Pam. Beth, was it you? They said birthday's Friday. Oh, no, I'd forget. You know I'd forget. Oh, girl, what? I remember. I was just seeing if you remembered. Let me do this, and then I'm going to sing to y'all because I will forget again. Actually, I've said it enough, I might not forget. Y'all ever do that? Like, okay, so we go to a restaurant. I feel like that a waitress deserves the respect of me saying her name to her, you know? So I always, if they have a name tag on, now, if that's only if they have a name tag or they introduce themselves, right? I will say, like, she'll come in, you know, come and say, what can I get y'all to drink or whatever. Well, as she's walking away, I'll say, thank you, Michelle, thank you, whoever. Like, I'll say her name several times so I don't forget it. Y'all do that? Y'all do that? Yours is for Valerie. Okay, y'all, I gotta write it down. I gotta write it down. I'll forget. Gotta write it down. Gotta write it down. Nope. Where's my little paper here? Got it. Okay. Pam, I'm going to go ahead and sing to you tonight just in case. You never know with me if I'll be on Friday because who knows? If I am so darn exhausted. And right now, you know, the warehouse, even though my warehouse is, you know, it's climate controlled and stuff, it's still hot and, you know, muggy. And then I get sweaty and then I don't want to come on here with arm sweat. And y'all, look, that's water. Okay, that's not, that's water. I have water all over me. I'm not sweating. I don't sweat really, but I'll get nasty looking, and I'm not trying to come on here and y'all be like, girl, you been in the pig pens? You been in the pig pens? Kinda. But, so I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and sing to you tonight. Because one never knows. Valerie done said, no, I'm just kidding. Valerie, I love you. That's hilarious. Y'all, I don't think I've ever told y'all what my husband used to do to me. This is no lie. Valerie, I'm going to have to write, Valerie, mark your name off, girl. So, we used to go, well, we still go. Okay, so there's this little restaurant. It's a steakhouse. It's like a little local steakhouse, a little ways from us. Well, anyway, it's a cabin, right? It's this cabin. And so y'all know how cabins are. They're real echoey, right? Your voice carries, they're echoey. Well, y'all, We were out there eating one time with a bunch of friends. I don't know, there was probably 25 of us out there eating together. And the restaurant was absolutely full. Well, I went to the bathroom. Well, the bathroom is at the front of the restaurant, okay? Front of the restaurant. Well, the front of the restaurant, you have to walk through the entire, like, there's like a back porch, which is all full, and then the main area, which was all full, and then behind us, right, and that was all full. Like, the whole place was full, but we were all sitting in the main area, right, which was, it was probably, I mean, our group was huge, but there was probably like 100 people in there, maybe, probably about 100. Anyway, I come out of the bathroom, and y'all know, girl, that's, because that is funny, Valerie, that's funny. So, I come out of the bathroom, and y'all know when you're coming out of the bathroom, like, you're checking yourself. You're making sure that you didn't step on some toilet paper. You're making sure that your pants are zipped up. I had shorts on that night. Y'all, I remember this like it was yesterday. You're just making sure things. Making sure everything's good, right? And you're also, if you're like me, you're also still drying your hands kind of coming out, right? You still kind of, because if they have a dryer, which they don't. They have paper towels. But, you're still kind of wiping your hands, like, getting them all dry stuff, and then you're making sure that pants are zipped. There's just some stuff, like, you don't want all eyes on you. The point of that is you don't want all eyes on you when you're coming out of a public restroom, right? Y'all, I came out of this bathroom, and all of a sudden, the entire restaurant erupted in happy birthday. The entire restaurant. The owner, we knew the owner, his mom, little sweet little old lady. The entire restaurant erupted in happy birthday. Y'all, my birthday is in April. This was probably in July, August. It was hot. It was hot out. And here's Jim. Happy birthday. I mean, he getting it. And I'm like, my face is red. Because normally, you know what I mean? Like, I take jokes. I'm a really good joke taker. Like, it takes a lot. Like, I don't get worked up over stuff like that, and I really didn't get worked over this. But, it's one of those things where it takes a lot to embarrass me. But I will tell you this. And that's one of the things that it was hard for me to be a worship leader, because I don't like all eyes on me. I'm not an attention seeker. Doing this was hard for a while, except that I don't look at the numbers. I try to just think of all y'all as just, we're all on a phone call. Y'all are my friends that I don't love attention on me, right? And so, y'all, happy birthday. And I was like, so I come out and I said, thank y'all. I sat down, I said, Jim Cooper. So he was laughing, all of our friends were laughing, everybody's laughing, black. And I was like, I'm fixing to go over there and show him my ID. How about that? You're going to look like the butt. He was like, Shonda, don't you dare. I was like, you don't do me that way, Jim. Come on, yeah. I mean, it would have been different if I would have just been coming back from like the bar, because they have a salad bar. Something like that. But the bathroom, the bathroom where you got to make sure your pants are zipped. Oh, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah. And my kids were laughing. They were like, happy birthday. I mean, I don't know. They were singing it somehow. I don't know. I was like, y'all, I was ready to get them. Okay, so, y'all, we're going to use this America the Beautiful over this, okay? So we're going to fuzz this really, really well. That is putting lint on the back of this. This is a new transfer. There is a lot of sticky space on this one, okay? Not like the stripe one I just used. This one has a ton of sticky. So we are putting lint on the back of it so that it releases easier off of this surface where I've already chalked once, right? So, girl, Sarah, Lord, and you know you can't make it up. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, my mom and dad were there. My mom and dad were in on it. They were just laughing. I think my mom and dad were there. I can't remember. They might have not been there because Mama might not have went along with that BS. Mama might have been like, that is a lie, Jim Coble. You are not doing that to my daughter. Okay, let me stick this over here. Make sure I get all that off me. Now, here's what I want to do. This is good and dry. I am thinking about, I'm afraid though, if I sand this, it's going to make my white pink. So we're just going to wax it. Okay? And I am going to heat up my wax, y'all. Okay? And you can use whatever. It's just a clear finishing wax. This is in our store. I didn't put it in my cart link. And if you're just joining, the cart link is in the description for all the Chocateur products that I'm using. The jar did come from Hobby Lobby. And all the other things came from Dollar Tree. Okay. So, okay, wax. Got it on here. We are going to wax over what you have already, what I've already chalked. Because that puts another, like I said before, it puts a barrier. So here it is. You were asking before, I believe Sue, you were asking that this is how you do it. This is it. You wax on top, okay? Now, there's a potential that this still could pull up some of that. You're taking a chance, right? Because you are chalking over another surface that's already chalked on, right? And it's a little bit raised. But the point is to get a barrier, right? So you're going to put the wax. The lint is another barrier, okay? Now, if you don't have this fuzzing cloth, you can use a t-shirt, you can use an old pillowcase, you know, something like that. Just some fuzz, some light lint, okay? And then we are going to put this on here. Get it straight, y'all. Get it straight. I think we're good there. Okay. All right. We are using black on this. Just using some black. And this is my one that I wanted to kind of use the rest of it out of. So, okay, I'm going to do the same little thing that I did before. Okay, and this is just a music sheet. Okay, this is a music sheet. I love, love, love this. And like I said, we have one coming out for Christmas, which is also going to be amazing. So make sure to get your music sheet, y'all. Okay, y'all, I've got my fan on, okay? I'm about to pull. I'm going to pull half. I don't want this sticking so hard that it pulls off this paint. So we're going to pull half, okay? Lay it back down, and then finish the bottom. Don't be afraid to do that, y'all, okay? Don't be afraid to do it, and don't be in too much of a hurry not to do it, because it literally can make or break your project, okay? You could seriously ruin a project just by being impatient and just wanting to do it all. And believe me, I understand that. I get that concept, but why, you know what I mean? Like, why do it and ruin your project when you work so hard for it, you know? So don't do that. Mine had an X in the right-hand corner. Wait, still can't read it with a link and see comments. I don't know how to fix that. Lori, I'm sorry, girl. I don't either. I don't understand. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this down here. Nah, I'm going to put it over here. And I will take it also to my sink and wash it off. Oh, Valerie's saying hers had an X. Okay, I gotcha. I see what you're saying. To move that, to move the link. Yeah, I think a lot of people were saying that, but I think a lot of it is there's different updates or something. I don't know. I can't figure it out for the life of me. It gets on my nerves. Okay. Y'all, this is so pretty. It's very subtle. I love this. This is the vision that I had. Now, I am going to take I think I'm going to use my Bear Wax on this, because that'll be easier for me to use a chipping brush. Maybe. I might leave the white. Let's see. Let's see if I like it. I might just go around the edges with it. I don't know. We're going to see, y'all. We're going to see. This is so pretty, though. Very, very pretty. And I'm trying it because I'm going to be putting this flower on it. Okay. Oh, look how pretty. Is that not the coolest? America the Beautiful. I love it. So cute. So cute. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's get our sunflower over here. Let's see. Let's just see. Let's play with it a little bit. Let us play with it a little bit. No, I think I'm only going to use the 5. I think I'm just going to use those. I think I'm just going to use the 5. Or 6, I mean. Y'all see it? Can y'all see? I think I'm just going to use the 6. I think so. Okay. So that's that. I'm not going to glue it on yet because I kind of want to see how this looks before I glue everything on. Okay. So let's put our stars up here. Because our stars are kind of rustic, I think I am going to go over. Maybe I should go ahead and do that first. Just go over just a little bit. This is, y'all, this is Bear Wax. This is a finishing wax as well. And this one's called Dark Antique. I have had this thing since 2020. The reason I know that is because I went and got it during the pandemic, because Jim and I went to Lowe's all the time. We were doing a lot of, we had just bought our house in January of 2020. And we had to go there a lot because we were doing renovations to our home, and so we were still able to do that during the whole pandemic. Okay, so I am using a chip brush, okay, getting most of that off, okay, most of it off, and then I'm just going to take my brush and lightly go over this white, literally, very lightly. I still want, you know, still want some of that white to kind of show through, but not so stark, okay? And really, I'm just really focused on the white more. I don't really care about the red. I don't really care if that white and that red comes through, but I definitely want to do more on this, okay? And I think I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of on the blue around the edges, just so it, you know, perfect. There we go. It's so hard to see, but you see it took out that starkness. There's not so much starkness. I definitely can see it better, of course, on my side. So, yes, perfect. Okay, can y'all see you can see more of a rustic, and then I did it to the blue up there. Y'all, this one's coming together a little better than I thought it might. Okay, let me get my... Okay, let me go ahead and get my my twine and put it on, and let's just kind of do that first and see how I like things. I did bring some beads, but I think they're too white. I mean, I could muck up the white. Let's see. I might just use twine and just tie it and just use twine and keep it more of a rustic vibe. But I did bring this over to kind of look at those as well. We'll see. We'll see if I like it. And like I said, that is why I was not too worried about that being perfectly straight right there, because I knew I was going to put twine around it. I knew it was. Okay. Let's just get that down pretty good. And then we can wrap. And I did, okay, so I also want to use, hold on, a little bit of floral. And I did have these as well. I don't know. I thought about kind of pulling, I don't know. I'm going to pull them out and just, who knows? Who knows, y'all? But I did want to use, where's my florals? There's one. I've got some, hold on, where are they? I just had them. Oh, there they are. That one. And this one. That'll do it. I think there's some white little flowers in there too. I don't know. I'm gonna put those over there. We'll see. We'll see. I get wild with flowers, y'all. I love flowers. Okay. We're not gonna use those. Actually, I think I might just use. Let's see. Let me do this. The star, I did antique them. Look, they're antiqued. It's hard to see. It's hard to see, Dana, but can you see they are definitely antiqued? It definitely, they're definitely, hold on. They're definitely antiqued. I antiqued those with the little, just twine. I think so too, Beth. I think so too. I think the twine will just be enough, you know, to kind of have that little rustic looking. I think it'll be enough. I think it's so hard to see, you know, on video or like the camera. So, but they are rustic. You know, if I need to put I still have this little chipping brush if I need to do that too. But yeah, I think they're okay. But we'll see. All right, y'all. Just that alone is so darn cute. Just that in itself. Okay, so let's get our. Let's go ahead and get our flower on here and our stars. And I don't really want them straight. I don't really want straight. You know what I mean? I kind of want them just kind of on there, willy-nilly. That might throw some of y'all. It'll be all right. It's gonna be all right, girl. It'll be all right. Okay. That in itself, y'all, is absolutely adorable. Okay, that in itself is adorable. Now let's get on. So here's what I was thinking. Let's see. I might have to do it like this. I have some more greenery over there, but I'm trying to just use my little greenery that's you know, that I need to use up what I have on little pieces, like this little piece. I might just do it on the side. Hold on. Let's play with it just a little bit now, right here. I think so too. I like the stars. I like those. I don't know if I like that. Let's get this on. Let's get our flower on. I definitely want it in my corner down here. Okay. And then I think that'll do it. I don't want to overthink this and make it too much. You know what I mean? I just don't. I want this to be kind of the vision that I had. I don't think, I'm wondering that too, Kelly. Like I said, you know, you don't really know until you start getting the stuff on there and kind of, you know, playing with it and seeing how it looks. If you actually like it on there or not. So, that's one of the things. Because my idea was to have kind of almost a greenery. I did have this ribbon that I had thought about cutting a little bit and making just a bit of a bow and kind of having it off to the, I didn't know if I was going to do it off to the side. I may use this as my hanger. Let's just see. I don't know. You think it's perfect without the greenery? You're probably right. Probably right. Now, I'm going to have to get a, hold on. I'm going to get a, I think I got a popsicle stick in here. Yeah, I do. I am going to cut this in half. And cut it in half again. I'm going to make just like a little bit of a riser to have something to glue this to at the bottom. I don't want to use the little squares from the Dollar Tree because they're too tall. They're too tall. But this is not. I've got to have something on the bottom. So we're going to do. We're going to make a little stack. I could also use like a little piece of you know, like leather or something like that, or a piece of fabric or something just to kind of put under it. But I'm just going to stack these. This will work. Just make it tall enough that, let's see, I'm going to do one more. That'll work. Yeah, the Scrabble tile won't fit in there, Dana. It's not, it's too small. The hole's too small. I know, I thought about that too. The hole's too small though, but that's okay. This will work. These little deflickies will work. Y'all, I'm loving this. I really am loving this. I don't know what that is, but okay. Here's what we got, y'all. Let me, hold on. Let's go ahead and put our tie on here, our jute. And I am just going to, I'm going to do the knots in the front. You know how that look? I think that's cute. So let's do the knot in the front. Perfect. And then I'm gonna burn it so that it won't unravel on me. Nautical rope would look good too, but look, there again. Look at this hole. You see that hole, how tiny? This jute is barely fitting in it. So the nautical rope definitely wouldn't fit in it. But that, I mean, that definitely would be a good idea too. Yeah, definitely a good idea. But the holes, unless you board them out, you know, somehow, the holes are just too small. So, because I had actually thought about using, you know, the jute that has the wire in it. I had thought about using that, but it was too big too. It wouldn't fit through these holes. Okay. Shh, don't tell Jim. It'll be fine. Don't tell Jim. Just don't tell Jim. Y'all, I think this is it. I don't think it needs anything else, y'all. I kind of just think that's enough. What y'all think? What y'all think? I like it. I think it turned out very pretty. The flower is rustic, and I've, you know, kind of, you can see the America the Beautiful. I think so too, y'all. I think it turned out good. I love it. Thank you, Heather. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all all so much. This was this was my vision. It came to fruition. I had a few little different things because I had thought about, well, would these look good up here, you know, and that kind of stuff. But I think that would take away from this one. And I just wanted to do this. I had never done this one. So I'm excited about it. I'm glad it turned out. But thank y'all all so much for hanging out with me tonight. If you want the products that I used to make it again, the link is in the description, and all the other parts. If you go back and watch, you can hear where I got them, but most of them Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, you know, that kind of place. So you can get all the things to make it. But thank y'all all so much again for hanging out. I love y'all. And hold on. Hold, please. Hold on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pam and Beth and Lizzie. Happy birthday to all of y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing birthday. Lizzie's birthday is today. Pam and Beth, I believe, Pam said hers is Friday. Beth, did you say yours was Friday or this week? But thank y'all all so much. I hope y'all have an amazing birthday if we don't hang out again. And I will see y'all soon for another fun project. Remember, if you're in my club, check your email, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night for our Zoom call at 8:30. Love y'all. Bye.